At the same time, we don't know who's innocent and who's guilty. So we saying those boys, we don't know who's involved in what. And like my personal perspective is I want the investigation to be thorough. And once the investigation comes out, then I would like to make a decision for myself. But it sounds like everybody chose a side. And if you didn't choose the side that somebody else chose, then people are going to be against you. I didn't watch the interview, to be fair.
To be fair, Anton, you got to stay consistent, especially when I'm watching you.
If I think something diabolical happened. However, I think that Kimmy
what do you
is 100% on it. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna say, all right, listen, no, you ain't saying nothing. Shut that social media shit down. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, and we going to get a fucking lawyer immediately.
This might be one of the first times that damn near half the panel is against Anton Daniels when it comes to a talking point. We know Molly's still on his meat riding. She gonna agree with everything Anton Daniels saying. But Q and Slimmy and Kimmy kind of got to get them right.
Like almost every other post is about Brandon Tatum. And I haven't seen black people go at Brandon Tatum until I haven't seen a large conversation about him within the community until he started talking about the Nolan Wells case. Me personally.
Mm-hmm. Well, personally, I saw it started with the stabbing thing because he hopped on the white people's side on that.
That doesn't mean people didn't have disdain for him before. Like people been not liking him.
Yeah, I get that, but I was trying to understand why. Okay, let me separate it. Here's what my question is. I understand why Democrats don't like him. I understand why people that are not pro-Israel don't like him. What I guess I'm really trying to understand also is why the black community doesn't like him, because the black community doesn't really speak on Israel. They don't speak about anything with regard to Israel at all in mass. But what they are having a conversation about is the Nolan Wells case. And so that's what I'm saying.
Well, they probably feel like he chose a side. So, I mean, cool. I mean, if they don't like him because they feel like he's choosing a side, and we got less and less, we're getting less and less information from this, and it's just becoming bigger and bigger, and we still don't know what happened to the kid. So that's problematic, because if the roles were flipped and there was 3 or 4 black kids and it was a white, and a white kid end up dead, I think the sentiments would be different. And I don't, most of them.
Bro, when Carmelo Anthony had to defend himself against the bullies, the Metcalfs, before any evidence, any video was out, they were calling Carmelo Anthony a murderer. Without any evidence. Just because he was black. And why did he take the knife to school? Why he have a knife? They try to say he took a knife to school. It wasn't on school grounds. They try to say he just hit him for nothing, but don't mention the fact that he was threatened, and he was attacked. So we have seen when the roles was flipped. It don't matter if we meet our demise or take somebody's life in a just way, we will get painted as the perpetrator. We have seen it.
America's gonna feel like that.
If the situation,
America's gonna feel like that.
If the situations was different, Officer Tatum would be like, lock up these black people. That's what he would say. If the roles are reversed and a white person died around a whole bunch of niggas, and you're like, lock up these niggas. That's what he would say. That's his sentiment about everything. That black people do everything wrong. And why y'all
don't do that, because that's not fair. We don't know how he would react to that. We can only talk about what he's saying now. And I'm not even really talking about what he's saying now. I'm talking about why black people would be mad at him. So
Give
you
me an
gonna jump?
example of when he's done that, Quentin.
That's why I didn't want him to say that.
All of his talking points align, and he doesn't see anything objectively at all. He's going to stand far right of everything that he talks on, and is stupid. That's why I love people.
That's a fact.
All
You know,
right,
that-
and your politics has nothing to do with race.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
It has nothing to do
He's
with
a
race.
full-blown Trumper. That nigga can't do.
Bro, Brandon Tatum, all his talking points are politically based. They are politically based. This is why he had a chance to bring up Ben Crump on why he is taking charge in the investigation and representing Nolan Wells, because he's a political figure. All of Brandon Tatum talking points are politically based. Anton Daniels, bro, it's pathetic, bro. You're not even trying to be objective or trying to play devil's advocate, bro. And these dudes been with you for the longest. Slimmy and Q been with you for the longest. They know what's up. Like, come
nothing wrong to save his life. Like, it's crazy. Like, nigga,
Give me an example.
Like, I understand if you're getting paid.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, Quentin is right. No. Now that I think about it, Quentin is right. Because I actually heard him talking about that. He actually brought that up. I'm wrong because Officer Tatum in an interview said that even if it was like four black kids and there was a white kid that came up missing, he said it wouldn't be about race at all. And that's not true. That's not true, because even this is about race. So you know it would be about race if it came to some black kids and something happened to a white kid.
No. Give me an example of a situation that happened that's the reverse or similar to this situation in the Nolan Wells case, in which he by default automatically said that the black people was guilty.
I'm only gonna speak on what I've heard him say.
Carmelo Anthony, he didn't give it. Oh, let all this information come out to see what happened. Why did he do this? Why did he have this?
And then this is what I'm deducing from the conversation. By default, you don't like the fact that Brandon Tatum is affiliated with it. And so as a result, you don't like Brandon Tatum.
No, I didn't like him before I found that out. I just found that out today, actually. And I didn't like him long before that. I didn't like him way back with the stabbing at the track meet when he hopped on the white people's side per usual.
Okay, well, to answer your question specifically, Anton, I'll say this. I didn't know who Officer Tatum was prior to the whole Nolan Wells interviews. I personally don't seem to care for him because I don't think that his interview was thorough. I don't think it was as thorough as it could be. And then after hearing all this other stuff about him, I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense why his interview wasn't thorough. So to your point about confirmation bias, I think that has a lot to do with it, because if I thought that those boys were innocent and that's how the interview went, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But I do.
But then at the same time, we don't know who's innocent and who's guilty. So we saying those boys, we don't know who's involved in what. And like my personal perspective is, I want the investigation to be thorough. And once the investigation comes out, then I would like to make a decision for myself. But it sounds like everybody chose a side. And if you didn't choose the side that somebody else chose, then people are going to be against you. I didn't watch the interview, to be fair.
To be fair, Anton, you got to stay consistent, especially when I'm watching you.
If I think something diabolical happened. However, I think that Kimmy
what do you
is 100% on it. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna say, all right, listen, no, you ain't saying nothing. Shut that social media shit down. Yeah. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, and we going to get a fucking lawyer immediately.
Time to watch officers. I'm not even interested. I watch car videos, animal videos. Those are the things that I watch, and those are the things that's on my algorithm. So I don't care about them. As a matter of fact, he even said stuff on his platform like, yo, I want to do some content with Anton. And I never followed up. I never reached out because I just don't give a fuck. So the point that I'm making is that I don't think that most people can be objective. I just don't. I think that people have multiple different reasons, valid or invalid, on why they like him or why they don't like him. I haven't even given my opinion on whether I like him or not. I just don't care. I think he's really good from a political perspective on some of the things that he talk about. I don't know his stance on some other things, but I think that there's a demographic of people that rock with him. And as far as this whole Nolan Wells case, I just think that he's telling a side of the story that's being neglected to be told. And when I take the information in,
I beg your pardon?
there's certain parts of the story that's being neglected, right?
Which is what?
Like, for example, they tried to make it seem like that none of the families or none of the kids actually reached out to the mother, and they did.
Who cares?
What do you mean, who cares? Because
That's
that's
part of the story.
that's a part of the narrative. They trying to paint it like,
In the opposite sense.
when they did the press conferences with Ben Crump and they was having a conversation, they tried to make it seem like, oh, they're hiding. Nobody tried to reach out to me. Nobody said. The family literally said that.
What
They said
does
that.
mean though? What does that mean?
It means a lot. It means that they
How
wasn't.
does that wait, how does that change? How does that change how people look at the case?
It changes a lot of things from my perspective.
How?
Because
Well,
it
if one thing
shows you.
comes out and it's not true, then you have to start questioning a little
Well,
bit.
nobody wants to
Correct.
be lied on either. Like no one wants
Bro,
to
I
be.
didn't.
It's the
that ain't
same
gonna
reason
change.
why I question
wouldn't
why they
change.
hired. Hold on. It's the
wouldn't
same
change
reason
how I
why I
look at
questioned in the very beginning of why they hired a civil rights attorney instead of hiring a private investigator or some other type of shit. Why is the first person that you hire a civil?
You're
Why can't I ask questions?
dumbing him down to something that he's more than just a civil
No,
rights.
what I'm saying is there are certain parts that I look at what he's doing and I don't give a fuck about, and I'm saying that don't have no relevance to anything that I care about. And then there's other parts that he does expose that I say, that's interesting. So I don't take everything that I've seen him say in an interview with people and take it as gospel. But there are certain things that he says, and I'm like, wait a minute. If they did reach out to him, and he's saying that he has evidence that they did reach out to the mother, and they did reach out to the family when it happened, why would they say that he didn't? That none of these people actually reached out to him, and why is that a thing?
Maybe the parents don't know these people. We heard in interviews how Warren had to ask Javion for their parents' number. He reached out that night saying, "Hey, have you seen Nolan?" And she was like, "Oh, nah." 11 hours later, though, you know what I'm saying? They had his phone and his keys for 7 to 8 hours. They said they didn't touch Nolan's phone, but they had to move the phone from the boat to the car. From the car to the hands of Nolan Wells' parents' friend. When you say reach out how? The day on the 7th, Warren mom sent the text message, "Hey, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I reached out. Oh, he didn't get to me." He's saying, "Oh, we can show proof that they reached out." What that mean? You got somebody number. You got somebody number from somebody else. The number ain't saved. You know what I'm saying? You didn't pull up. Y'all such best friends. Y'all such best friends. You didn't pull up to the mom's house and go speak with the family and try to offer your services of going to look for the son. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't come to the funeral. Y'all didn't make no posts about the condolences or nothing. When Warren mom found out Nolan Wells' body was found, she wanted the conversation. She ain't offer any kind of type of condolences. We don't see none of that on the internet. They deleted all they posts of Nolan Wells. So reaching out has nothing to do. And this is Anton Daniels' stance. Oh, once I seen, he said he had proof. We didn't see no proof. He's just saying he had proof. We haven't seen any proof.
I
And
think
it matters
I think it's
I don't know if they're telling the truth.
I think it's a fair question to ask. And if you're telling me that it's not a fair question to ask, now I'm really questioning people's bias towards Brandon Tatum.
And it matters.
Well, how can you say? Why are you believing that they reached out to him? And
One
that's
mic
the
out.
truth?
I was talking
And
first.
you're not saying they're saying it didn't
I was
happen.
talking first.
Brittany
You're
was
not
talking
believing
first.
Can I
But
please
then
finish?
you're believing their
Yeah,
side.
Brittany
over
was
Brittany
talking
Brothers.
Brittany was talking first. You
No,
talked
it's
right
okay. He
over
wants
her.
to get that off, so I'll let him.
You don't let me do stuff. I did it because I wanted
Brittany
to.
was talking first. Go
Okay.
ahead, Brittany.
No, nigga, that's where we started talking at the same fucking time. If you want to be for real, about it.
I definitely started talking first.
This is
And
crazy.
I'm only
I don't
pointing
even-
it out.
I ain't know.
Please stop.
This is
Please
stupid. I don't even be arguing
stop.
about people cutting me off,
Please.
nigga. This is
Can I ask you if I can?
Brittany.
I was just going to say that it does matter, because if someone says that you didn't reach out, but you do have proof that you did reach out, and then you're getting on TV announcing that you want to know what happened to your child, but the people who you say your children were with, you could have spoken to them. That does to me matter, because why aren't you talking to the people that were with your kids if they're trying to reach out to you? And whether you believe their side of the story or not, you should want all the information.
Man, they talked to them people that night. The father went over there to retrieve the keys and said these kids were hostile. They was hostile with them. You know what I'm saying? The women had, I think the moms went over there too, and the dad had to calm her down. After they had that confrontation with y'all, and then you talking about y'all reaching out, these people don't want to talk to y'all no more. They trying to find out what happened to their son, and y'all going on goddamn Officer Tatum's show, eventually trying to discredit the parents, trying to say the parents making it about race, which they haven't done. And then Officer Tatum, this is what y'all don't know. Officer Tatum went on a smear campaign because he reached out to Nolan Wells' family, which is what he's saying early on, trying to get their side of the story. They declined. Once they declined, he eventually got Warren and the Tristan dude to speak on camera with this groundbreaking interview that really didn't say nothing, but they incriminated themselves, right? He then gave them the platform, and he started to smear and bash Nolan Wells' family in being Crump because they declined his invitation to speak. Everybody reaching out has seemed like they didn't turned on the family because the family didn't want to talk to them. What y'all say y'all don't know nothing about what happened to their son, but saying, oh, we reached out to tell them what happened to their son. Like, come on, man.
So if you're saying no one reached out, that's not true. And granted, she could have said it in the heat of the moment because she might have been going through it. That's fine. But at the same time, if I want to know something that happened to my kids and someone is reaching out that was with my child, I'm going to want to talk to you. What happened?
How was they with the child? How was they with Nolan when they've been saying they didn't see Nolan for 3 to 4 p.m.? Like, what is this woman saying? What are you saying? They was avoiding. Once the body was found, everybody profiles went dark. When people were speculating, well, why would y'all leave him on the island? Why would y'all have his phone? You know, this came out early on. Them having the phone, his car keys still, this came out early on. And y'all questioning why the family don't want to talk to these people? They've been disingenuous and sketchy. And they already talked to these people. That's the thing about it. They talked to these people early on. I don't have to keep talking to you when you say you don't have nothing to do with my son. So now guess what we're going to do? We're going to get a private investigator and we're going to get representation. So we can figure out, because y'all not saying nothing. But y'all doing a lot. This not hard to understand. So how in your mind things have changed towards the parents? Oh, so you gonna look at Nolan Wells' death differently because the parents said they didn't that these people ain't reach out to him. So now your mind is just changed completely. Oh, now it's F Nolan Wells because the parents said they didn't speak with them. Y'all weird, bro.
Nolan,
It's just dumb how y'all tried to make me and Slimmy. Y'all wanted me and Slimmy to prove something today, and y'all can't prove that she tried to reach out besides it came out of her mouth. You can't prove
You
it.
can't really, you can't prove that.
Y'all keep saying they reached out, and you're taking that as gold. You can't prove it.
Text messages that prove that
You can't prove it. You ain't seen the text messages.
We have seen them on Officer
I don't have to
You-
You seen one text message from Judge Ashley Cole reaching out. We don't know if the mama seen the message or not. Probably after it went viral. A text message? Y'all think there's some type of credence of reaching out? Did somebody pull up to Nolan Wells' parents' house and knock on the door? That's how you show support and you here for them. Not no damn text message or no call when y'all supposed to be friends. We ain't hear them say, hey, we pulled up. They didn't answer the phone, so we pulled up to check. We pulled up at their house because this our best friend. We wanted to make sure the family is all right. Weak ass shit y'all talking about.
Tatum said that he's seen them. I don't have
Okay,
to see
since
them. We don't see
what
them.
Officer Tatum say goes, that's what
It's
he
not
say
about
goes.
what he says goes, but it's kind of
This is
like,
stupid.
why
This
would
is
he just
dumb.
randomly
You're
make
picking
that?
a side.
Like,
They didn't prove it. You wanted me to
I mean, maybe
prove
that's
everything we
information
said,
that they
but
can't
y'all
release
just
to
getting
the
this off
public,
and
but
y'all
that
can't
doesn't
prove
mean that
none
it
of
didn't
it.
happen either.
Y'all can't prove it. The first thing that the first person that spoke out about the Nolan Wells incident was them parents' bitch ass fucking mama that was the judge. She was the first one that spoke out about anything and said pretty much nothing that happened. If I was the mama, I wouldn't want to speak to them motherfuckers either.
If you're the
I would,
parents,
if I
you
wanna
want
know
to
what happened
speak
to my
to
kid.
everybody to find out what happened to your child. What are
I
you
would wanna
talking
know.
about, bro?
Okay, that I'm sorry.
crazy.
When this shit is legal, that's not how it works. It's not how it works.
It doesn't
No,
matter
I-
about
That's
if it's
not how-
legal or
that's
not. The
that's not how
first,
it works.
you as a parent, this is bullshit.
Now you have kids.
Now
and I
you
know exactly
capping.
what I would have.
Because you as a parent, the first thing that you're gonna want to know is what the fuck happened to my kid.
And for you to think that they didn't blow up these people, like if the Nolan Wells parents didn't contact everybody after the disappearance of their son, are you crazy? Or attempted to? So now when they say, "Oh, we tried to reach out," they didn't respond at this particular time. They already found their son dead.
Of anything
From the people that were with him.
before I focus on anything else, I want all of the information from as many people as possible about what the fuck happened to my kid. What are you talking about, bro? No parent.
What I'm talking about is that they lied. They said that he wanted to stay on the island by himself. No one knew what happened to him. Clearly, he was on the boat dead. So they was lying. Why do you want to talk to a liar?
You don't have proof that
parent.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You
They
don't.
played the video. It's all over the
There's
internet.
no proof of that.
Yes,
No
there is.
parent.
Yes, there is. Yes,
No
there
parent.
is.
Going on
There's
what you
yes,
hear on
there
the
fucking
internet?
is.
Okay.
No
It's
parent.
everywhere. That call
No
is everywhere.
parent would not
There is proof.
want to talk to as
Oh,
many
okay.
people as possible that could have been a witness to what happened to their kid. That doesn't even make sense. I want to talk to every single
Wait,
person. I want to interview every single person, and I want to find out and compare and contrast who the fuck know what about my kid. That don't even make sense, bro.
It does make sense. Maybe
What are you
she's
talking
letting the authorities
What is that?
do it.
What is that?
There's no text messages on here.
What?
I don't think they released the text messages to the
Come out of here.
He
Come
put
out of here.
the
He
text
just said they were
messages
on his
on his
page.
show. If you watch his,
Yeah,
I
that doesn't
actually
mean
watched
No,
it.
you said they were on his page.
It's on
They're not on
on
there.
his YouTube page.
Okay.
YouTube. I don't watch his TikTok or Instagram. I watch him on YouTube.
It's like you can't be black and say like you just want to know what happened. People are so like it's just so dumb to even have these conversations because
What?
just because I'm black, I didn't finish. Why are you saying what?
Go ahead, Brittany.
Are you
Finish.
talking to me? Oh, I'm like, I'm just saying, like, being black is not even a thing of this conversation. What difference does it make if someone is black or not? Like, me being black doesn't mean that I can't say I would want more information. It doesn't mean I'm going against black people, because I'm saying that if I had a child, that I would want to have questions asked to the people that were with my child.
Who mentioned anything about being black in this conversation? I'm confused.
That's ignorant. Like, yes, I'm going to ask those questions. Whether or not I believe what they say, that's a normal thing to do, is to ask, what happened? You guys were with him. What transpired? Where's my kid? How is that not a smart question to ask? Like, I feel like something's wrong with people. Like, that's so weird to me. That doesn't have nothing to do with me being
I
black.
agree with you, Brittany.
I'm not even talking about a color. People like, oh, Brittany's black. Oh, okay. What does that even mean? That I have to side with every black person in the world? That's what that means to y'all?
Yes, girl, that's what that means. Yes. In this
Why are
universe,
y'all bringing up stuff that
internet,
nobody
brought up
discussed
color.
on this panel?
you have to be
Why
a black.
not?
Wait. Why are y'all discussing
Yes.
things that weren't brought up on this panel?
Nobody
Nobody said
all the
that.
time. I'm responding to something that ain't got nothing to do with you personally. So I'm doing.
Nobody on this panel has said that. Why are you
I
bringing
didn't say.
this up?
Did I say that? I didn't say
You brought up
that.
the text messages.
I didn't even
stuff.
mention the panel.
What does the
I'm
text
saying
messages
there.
have to do with what she's talking about?
She's building
You
on the
understand what I'm
conversation.
saying. Who knows? Who knows? You don't get it, and that's fine. But I'm not addressing you. And
What?
it doesn't have to be about people on. Some you do it all the time. Why are you acting so confused? Like,
No, why are
it
you
doesn't-
making this seem like you're making this seem like
I'm not
somebody
making
up here
nothing
said,
seem like-
ma'am,
People in
ma'am.
the chat said it.
I'm not even
Why are
talking
you in
to
the
you.
chat? That's crazy.
Y'all do it every day, and I'm not arguing with anybody, including y'all two. So I don't even know why you're responding to me if I'm not talking to you.
As you're still talking.
Yeah, I'm explaining that I'm not arguing with you.
Jeez, how old are the people on this panel?
It was useless though. Like, you brought up that point about nothing. You can't prove. Man, that's a crazy shot. You can't prove that. Man, that's is disturbing me. Damn, you can't. You can't prove that these text messages are real. He showed one text message, and the mom reached out after they found Nolan Wells' body on the 7th. And now we having this whole argument and saying the parents lied. Oh, the parents lied. They lied. That nobody ain't saying that, bro. You think these parents seen your messages the same day that they found their son body? Y'all not taking into context of these people grief. That's why they don't care about black. They don't care about black people when they going through shit. They don't. They want to make sure everything just seems politically correct, and you have a certain way you supposed to react to things and shit like that. Like, I don't even know what the hell. I don't even know why Brittany brought that up. Then you got Molly talking about black. I'm blackly black. Is what it is. I'm black first. I'm gonna give black people the benefit of the doubt first. If it ain't clear cut and dry, and I know that black people ain't in the wrong, like if it's clear cut and dry and you black and you in the wrong, I'm gonna say you in the wrong. If it's ambiguous and it's up for debate, I'm putting my money on black. 50% chance.
Like man-child? My God.
Yeah, this be the problem. Like, you are literally talking as if somebody on this panel
No, you
said
weren't
something
looking,
about.
so you assumed. So
Man,
you were looking at
issue.
your phone.
You stop talking. You
were
stop
looking at your
talking.
phone.
You
So
stop
didn't know
talking,
what I was-
ma'am. You stop talking. You stop talking. Can I speak?
Yes.
Thank you. So you were talking as if somebody on the panel brought up that you had to be black. I'm just like, where does this come from? Nobody said anything about you being black or nothing like that. And so I said, what? You still kept going as if somebody up here said something about you being black.
Nobody said.
I don't know where that came from.
It didn't
And
come
then
from
you said, wait a minute, hold on.
Random.
Hold on. What?
You didn't say anything. You were looking down at your phone. Like, you weren't necessarily, you might not have known where it came from, but I wasn't talking directly to you, and I didn't specify nobody on
I
the
didn't
panel.
say you were, ma'am.
You were
I didn't
confused,
say
so
you
I
were
was
talking-
explaining it.
Ma'am, stop. I didn't say you were talking to me.
Okay, it
I
doesn't
said
matter.
you made it seem as if somebody on the panel
No, I
said
didn't.
that to you.
Most definitely.
I didn't make it seem
You definitely did make it seem like someone on the panel said that.
How?
Nobody referred to
How?
anything about
I
black.
didn't address anybody on the panel. I wasn't even talking to nobody on the panel. I was just simply talking. I didn't say anything about anybody on the panel. And nobody up here said anything about me being black. So for you to assume that I was talking about somebody on the panel, that's kind of a
That's the whole purpose of what I'm saying.
No, I'm
I
not.
don't even care no more. I'm think she gonna be bootlicking too. Goddamn, I don't know nobody on that bit. That was random. It was extremely random. If y'all want to go finish this, y'all can. It's in the description. They about to get the super chats anyway. But that was just random as hell for her to even bring up about being blackity black. Yeah, nigga, I'm gonna be blackity black. And what? So what? What happens now? What happens now because I put my money on black when things are ambiguous, when things are up for debate? What happens now? Nothing. Fuck out of here.